show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you can be notified when I drop that heat. This video is sponsored by my boy Fats Classic. His mixtape is in the description box. It is absolutely free. Definitely give him a download, give him a listen. And this video was sponsored by my boy Matt. Definitely check his apparel out on IG at We All From. Now, this is the official breakdown and prediction video for Errol Spence Jr. versus Mikey Garcia for the 147-pound championship of the world, IBF title. And this is probably going to be one of the most highly anticipated fights of 2019. And it's well-deserved because both guys are undefeated. Both guys are great champions. Both guys has done a lot in their careers. And if you are any type of boxing fan with any type of boxing credibility, you have these two guys in your top 10 pound for pound. Now, usually when I do a breakdown and prediction video, usually I throw the lab coat on and, I just watch fights of each guy to break down styles. I had to go a different route with this one, okay? I'm kind of going to be freelancing in this video, so just bear with me. Now, of course, everyone's saying Mikey Garcia is coming up from 135 to 147. He should be commended for that, this, that, and the third. Yes, he should be commended for that just because he carried out something that he said he was going to do. For that, I commend him. Outside of that, I'm treating Mikey Garcia like any other welterweight. You can't ask for something and then find excuses that you want people to accept if it doesn't work out. So Mikey Garcia has been calling out Errol Spence. We all thought it was his clout chasing, but we found out he was very serious about it. He said he sees some stuff in Errol Spence that he can exploit. He thinks he can win the fight. I'm going to take the man at his word. I'm going to treat him like any other welterweight. Whether you find that fair, unfair, whatever the case may be, I'm treating Mikey Garcia like any other welterweight, okay? Now, as far as Errol Spence is concerned, I don't have no problem with Errol Spence taking this fight. Everybody else was busy in the welterweight division, and the ones that wasn't busy, they wasn't screaming, yelling, putting their hands up saying, hey, Errol, I want to fight you. So it's a big name. It's pay-per-view. Nobody else is busy. And the smaller guy, called him out. So why not? So I have no problem with Errol Spence taking this fight. Now, with me doing a breakdown of this fight, I watched film for a different reason. And this is for the first time I've done this, a breakdown in this way on G5 Jeff TV. Now, I watched, some Mikey Garcia fights, mainly the one fight that he had with the southpaw and he knocked him out cold, and I watched the Adrian Broner fight. Now, the two fights that I watched with Errol Spence was the Chris Algieri fight and the Lamont Peterson fight. And I'm going to tell you why I watched those two fights. I didn't watch the Kell Brook fight or anything like that. I'm going to tell you why I watched the actual Chris Algieri fight and the Lamont Peterson fight. Those are two guys that do not have power. They're not known for their power. So I watched Errol Spence and how he played those situations when he fought two people that he knew couldn't hurt him. And he did the same thing. He was patient. Everything was power. Power jab, power hook, power body shots, walking his man down, cutting the ring off. Like, Errol Spence is about as textbook as you can get. And those are the two fights that I watched of Errol Spence. But when I thought about it, I was like, in my breakdown, does Mikey Garcia coming up from 135 to 147 have more cracks than Chris Algieri and Lamont Peterson? Does Mikey Garcia have more power than those two guys at 147? It's a guess because we don't know, because this will be the first time Mikey Garcia fought at 147. Keep that in mind when I start breaking this down, okay? Now, Errol Spence, these are the things that Errol Spence needs to do. Number one, he has to realize going in that he's in a no-win situation. If he knocks Mikey Garcia out in 2-3 rounds, people going to say he a bully. If he goes 12 rounds with Mikey Garcia, they're going to say, oh man, he went 12 rounds with a 135-pounder. He can't be the boogeyman. He can't be that scary. So either way you slice it, people are going to have things to say. So I said that to say Errol Spence needs to stay on his game, not try to do anything extra or outside of the ordinary. He just needs to stay on his game and on his game plan and try not to impress anybody. The temptation is there because it's pay-per-view, it's in Texas, things like that, but he needs to go out there and play his game. That's number one. Number two, Errol Spence needs to win the conventional style versus southpaw dance-off that goes off in the ring when you have a conventional fighter versus a southpaw. What I mean by that is Errol Spence's right foot needs to be outside of Mikey Garcia's left foot. What that will allow him to do is to get more body shots off, get more clean shots off, and it'll allow him a better angle to walk Mikey Garcia down, because he's going to be doing that throughout the course of the fight. Third thing, power jab, long power jab for Errol Spence. He can make this night a lot easier if he gives out that power jab, jab to the chest, jab to the stomach, jab to the head. Everything just has to be a power jab straight up and down. Start all combinations off with the power jab, okay? Start them all off with the power jab. And the most important thing for Errol Spence is he needs to mix up the body and head. I don't want for Errol Spence to be so focused on the body that he's going to be trading body shots for head shots. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you body snatcher Mike McCallum from back in the day. It don't matter. You don't trade body shots for head shots. That's just rule of thumb, boxing 101. You don't trade body shots for head shots. That goes for Errol Spence as well. Okay? Those are the things that Errol Spence needs to do. I think if he does those things, he should come out of there with a victory. Now, for Mikey Garcia, it goes back to what I said earlier in this video. Does Mikey Garcia have more power than Chris Algieri and Lamont Peterson at 147? We need to find that out, because if he does have more power than those two, then everything that I'm about to say right now in terms of what Mikey Garcia needs to do, it gives him a shot. It gives him a shot. Mikey Garcia, number one, he needs to control distance at all times. He needs to control distance. His distance is even more important than the footwork. Him controlling distance is the most important thing for Mikey Garcia in this fight, because he can't be mid-range with Errol Spence. It's either he got to be all the way in or he got to be slightly outside of range. Distance is very important. Number two, for Mikey Garcia, he needs to be defensive and a counterpuncher. That should be his style for the fight. Be defensive and be a counterpuncher. And when you counterpunch up top. Forget the body in this fight. Like, you're not going to hurt Errol Spence to the body. You just not. If you're going to throw something to the body, throw a shot to Errol Spence's body to set up a headshot. Like, Mikey Garcia should be head hunting all night long. Some people may not agree with that, but you have a better chance hurting Errol Spence to the dome than you do to the body. Mikey Garcia needs to counterpunch all night long. Keep Errol Spence guessing. Third thing, Mikey Garcia, he also needs to win the dance-off between the southpaw and the orthodox fighter. He needs to get his left foot on the outside of Errol Spence's right foot. That will get him away from Errol Spence power shots, and it will allow for him to escape and keep the distance that he needs throughout the course of the fight. Now, what do I think is going to happen in this fight? I'm going to guess that Mikey Garcia probably has even power to Chris Algieri and Lamont Peterson at 147 pounds. And again, that's just a guess. I think the first 2-3 rounds, I think they're going to fill each other out. And I think once Errol Spence realizes that Mikey Garcia can hurt him, it's just going to end up being a long night for Mikey Garcia. I can see Mikey Garcia being tied 2-2 after 4 rounds, possibly 3-3 after 6. And the longer the fight goes, the more pressure it is on Errol Spence, especially if it's close. Because Mikey Garcia wants to apply as much mental pressure on Errol Spence as possible. Because the longer the fight goes and the closer the fight is, that gives more of a chance for Errol Spence to open up, possibly make a mistake, possibly make a costly mistake that Mikey Garcia can capitalize on. If it wasn't for the size in this fight, the natural size in this fight, these two are even in terms of talent. These two are very even in terms of talent. Even though I said I'm going to treat Mikey Garcia like any other welterweight, the fact of the matter is he's coming up from 135. And his first fight at 147 is against arguably the best welterweight in the world. To wrap things up, I'm going to say Errol Spence is going to win this fight by decision. And I think it's going to be a clear decision. I think Mikey Garcia is going to do well in this fight. I have enough respect for Mikey Garcia to say that he's going to go the distance. It'll be very easy for me to say Errol Spence is going to stop him. But I think Errol Spence is going to get a 12-round decision, and I think it's going to be a clear-cut decision for Errol Spence Jr. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. G5Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.